hee-ha, hey, up. Yep. Yep.
Years old. Now you know I'm a DJ, music producer, ballroom dancer, and drummer. I want to tell you
By any
a
chance
little
a
bit.
basketball player?
No.
Oh, this is too rough for him. He's gentle.
There's no music, you know?
Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was always involved in music. At a young age, even my parents used to throw parties all the time, house parties, and I always loved to dance to the music they played. I always loved to mess around with the iPod that my mom had that she played music through. So I always played with it. I always wanted to show off and dance at the parties and stuff, and I really enjoyed doing that, and that was the first sign of me really being involved in music. And at the age of 8, I started taking hip-hop lessons at this school called Atlantic Arts, and you know, I was taking basic hip-hop lessons. I started learning how to move, how to use my body correctly and everything, and I really enjoyed hip-hop music. And then at the age of 9, I started learning ballroom dancing, which you just saw. So I've been doing that for about 7 years now, and I have a great dance partner. We compete nationally across the nation, and you know, we're trying hard. I've been dancing with my new dance partner for about a year now, the one that you just saw, and she's just amazing. So yeah, anyway, moving on, at the age of 10, I was introduced to DJing at the same school, Atlantic Arts. They had a new program for DJing, and I asked my mom to put me in that program, and she put me in it, and I started learning a lot about DJing, and it was a group class. It wasn't anything complicated, so I just fell in love with it so much. It was amazing. It was like seeing Christmas for the first time, you know. It was just something new, and all the buttons on the turntable that I saw, it was like a really cool controller with all these buttons and the vinyl and the knobs and stuff, all the lights that were shining. I fell in love with it. It was just like a dream come true to me, you know, because I was already involved in music, and you know, getting introduced to DJing, I knew from then that I wanted to continue pursuing my career. And 3 months later, still at the age of 10, I got my first turntable. My parents bought that for me for Christmas, and then I had my first gig, a New Year's Eve party at my mom's friend's house, and it was really amazing because it's different, you know. When does a 10-year-old DJ for a New Year's Eve party? You know, I really had a blast. It was a great time. I played for the people. I danced a little bit with the bad dance moves that I had at the time and stuff like that. So moving on, I started educating myself more in different schools and courses, which include Scratch DJ Academy. I took a 2-year program. It was for DJing and music production, and that's when I got introduced to music production. And I finished that course in 9 months instead of 2 years, because I was there multiple times a week, and I was so hungry to learn more and more, and I really loved that a lot. And I liked music production more, and I still do to this day, when I got introduced to it, because I'm the one, you know, creating the beats, the music, the melodies, the chords and everything, and then I can play it for the audience and give feedback and, you know, have people really grasp and enjoy my music. That's what I really enjoy. I was educated through Essay Institute as well. I took many courses there. It was a great college. Also, I've taken a couple of courses through Berklee College of Music from Boston, and I took music theory and vocal production, and I learned so much there because I could really start to understand how to create more complex chords, melodies, and stuff like that to sort of enhance and enrich in my music production skills, and even DJing also. And I took many master classes. A great master class that I took was in Amsterdam, NLDJ it was called, and I was able to talk personally to the DJs and producers and ask them questions about how to do this in a song, or how do you change this, how does this volume go, and all that stuff. So I really learned a lot from that master class as well. And I've taken many online master classes, which include Usher and Deadmau5. Those were also amazing classes. So about my DJing and performing, I've DJ'd, performed at many festivals, which include SXSW in Texas. I really loved that one because I could interact with the crowd. They always danced, and I was able to play my music. I had a blast. It was a huge event. At least 20,000-30,000 people were there. The Exit Festival, which many of you may know, in Serbia.
Yeah.
So I DJ'd there
Whoa.
at the age of 13.
Excellent.
And at Ask FM Radio, and it was just amazing because that was, I believe, my first big festival experience. I was able to, feel the crowd, feed off the crowd. Of course, I didn't get the best DJ time, but I really did have a great time, and I do enjoy performing because I can feed off the crowd, and then they feed off of the energy I give back. So it's sort of like a cycle, and I really love entertaining people, and that's pretty much why I'm doing music and DJing and producing to this day, and dancing. So my first record label release was at the age of 14. I released through this record label called Ansys Records, a big European record label, and it was a huge milestone for my career. Signing at 14, you don't hear that every day, and I still cherish that to this day because it's very important to me. And today I'm working on these great remixes for these amazing artists. This was a few months ago, and two of the remixes got signed. The third one we're still waiting for, but one of them was signed to Universal and Virgin Records, and the second was to Sony Music.
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you.
Good job, you're right.
Thank you, really appreciate it. Today I am currently in my second year of college. I finished high school last year in December, and my major is electronic music production and sound design. And it's just a great school. I love it so much. I'm taking the classes online. I don't visit Boston, but still the amount of knowledge I get from Berklee, it's amazing. So yeah, I'm also working on a dance EP right now. I met these amazing singers from LA. I went to these conferences, and I set up this booth, and all these singers, 2,000 singers in the entire conference, and I was almost the only producer there. And they come to the booth, and they asked me what's the booth about, and I was looking for singers for my EP that I'm making. It's sort of like a dance album. An EP is pretty much an album, so the EP will consist of 5 or 6 songs. It's very close to being done. Anyway, going back, I had a little paper, and they would sign up. About 150 singers signed up on my sheet, and I eventually narrowed it down to 10 singers, and then 5, and we chose those 5 singers for my EP, and the EP is almost done. It's really exciting, and they're great singers. And yeah, that's my story.
pitanje je, kakav ti background roditelja, gde si prvo čuo da to pobudi u tebi taj talenat?
Well, my parents, they immigrated from Novi Sad to Hungary. They lived there for 4 years. This was in 1993. And from the Civil War, they escaped the Civil War. They lived in Hungary for 4 years and then immigrated to the U.S. here in Florida. And then I was born, and it slowly came about, me being introduced to music. It wasn't something right away, and thankfully my parents noticed my interest in music. You know, they put me in hip-hop classes, and then I started dancing, and then DJing, and I kept rolling more and more and educating myself more in the music kind of field. So.
Obično deca vide od roditelja čime pa onda rodi se ljubav.
So mother and father, no instruments, no music, no.
Grandparents. Yeah, well, my grandparent, he was a composer. And my mom and dad were ballroom dancers at a young age, so I wanted to continue the legacy of dancing. So I was always involved in music, and my mom used to teach piano lessons, and she always used to force me, which I hated.
Alex, do you play an instrument?
Yes, the drums.
The drums.
And I know the piano, but I'm not Mozart.
Now, when you say you are interpreting music, are you composing or just interpreting given music?
Producing. So this is creating every single sound, every single beat from scratch.
I see.
So you have a rhythm, and I create that from scratch. I put the vocals in. The vocalist makes the lyrics and the melody and everything, but I create all the chords, like on the piano and the melody.
To follow it.
Yes, so...
Okay, so you are composing in it.
Yes, composing, producing.
Yeah.
Writing.
Very
Thank you.
Basically, mi imamo genijalno dete u našoj sredini. To je fantastično, veoma smo ponosni na tebe.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years since you're 16
Exactly.
now? 21 retired? I hope.
Well, my goal is to play on big festivals like Ultra, Coachella, EDC, and all those big festivals, and for my songs to be played on the radio and for people to be entertained and really just enjoy the music that I produce for them.
So live off the royalties. Available
Yes,
records?
Sorry?
Can we get your records?
Yes, sure. Yeah, I can give you my cards and everything.
But it goes for
Do you
another
have your
name.
website?
Yes.
Are you under a different name?
Yes.
My stage name is Alex Ariete. Ariete
Okay.
comes
You
from
have it, huh?
Aries, and I was born in April.
What day?
Okay.
Sorry?
What day in April?
3rd.
Oh, 3rd, yeah. My whole family's Aries, yeah.
All areas is a very, very talented
Yeah,
and
strong.
smart and capable.
Good luck.
Thank you.
According to astrology. No, I'm not that expert. But
No, ja vidiš, nego je put mali.
Any other question? Any other question?
Just to see
Compliments.
oči onda tamo.
Evo smo po Srbiji.
Samo mali vidiš da je po svemu.
Okay, well, I produce electronic dance music. So I do the production, which means the beats and all the sounds in the song. And if I have vocals on the song, then the vocalist does her part. She does the melody, the lyrics, and the phrasing in the song. But I do all the rhythms and grooves in the song. So that's produced.
The structure.
Yes, that's right. And the ring. Yep.
Alex, you are still growing. What you going to do when you become 6, 7?
Go to Montenegro by
He will know when he reaches that
In a
age.
basketball game.
Go to Montenegro, he'll be average.
Sports, but
That's
I
right, yeah.
like volleyball.
Buy clothes
I
there.
was never a fan of taekwondo, basketball.
You can do just about anything, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it.
Proud, yeah, very proud.
Very, very proud. Yeah.